Thank you.
Let me tell you, there is no one who can tell me how to answer questions. No one. Not even a hanging judge can do that to me. No one. It's not going to start with you. It has never happened. I'm answering the way I want to answer.
Which direction are you moving from that stage? Which direction are you moving? You are moving to the far right. Is that correct? And you're also firing shots towards the right where those people are standing. Can you confirm that?
I'm not firing any shots, by the way. There's no shots I'm firing. So which shots am I going to say I'm firing them from the far right? I'm not firing any shots. I've never fired any shots.
Why don't you just fire towards their direction as they are standing there?
It's none of your business. It's my business where I fire from. It's my event. I can even fire under the stage if you so wish. I decide how I'm going to perform it. It's none of your business. You have no business with how EFF conducts its business. As long as it's lawful and it doesn't violate any law, where do you come in? Unganapi? It's their statement, Your Worship. But from prosecutor's point of view, objectively, if he had not allowed to be used by AfriForum for political ends, we wouldn't be where we are. This matter was advocated for by AfriForum. This was no issue, Your Worship. That's why no one picked it up. There was no issue at all. When they saw something that they can use to politically discredit me, they pressured the NPA to prosecute even where there is no issue. I'm now being made to answer a statement which does not implicate me. Because I have to be implicated for me to answer. What am I answering now? This person says, I've not seen Mr. Malema do the things that you are saying he has done. And then I'm brought before this court to come and answer someone who says, I did not see me doing anything unlawful. It's unfair. This court must never be abused for political means. Crime is crime, it must be punishable. But where there is no prima facie of such, we should not even try to canvass those grounds. As a public protector, a public prosecutor, he's my prosecutor as well. I'm part of the state. He has a duty to say, there's nothing against this guy. I'm not going to prosecute. And allow the AfriForum to prosecute me privately if they so wish. But they must not use the limited resources of the NPA to bring a non-existing issue here. 5 officers of the court on site. Not a single one of them says, I've seen Mr. Malema engaged in unlawful activities. And what makes me happy is that in 174, Your Worship was reluctant to canvass these grounds because they were brought to you at a later stage, not much earlier, of the SAPS VIP being there and their statement. I'm happy now, finally, they are now being presented here as in cross-examination, because this truth I would have told the worship even if they had not brought them forward, that there were police with me on the stage. And how do I commit crime in the presence of the police and I don't get arrested immediately? I'm not a leader of a ruling party. Neither am I a favorite of a ruling party. There's no favor I can do for them for not arresting me. Nothing. So why didn't they arrest me there and there if I did anything wrong?
Mr. Malema, just for the record, you were in court when Colonel Inquiry testified, and he said that he was the complainant who opened this docket against you.
He was told to open the case against me. He didn't open a case out of his own volition. He was told. Your Worship is in the, even in your judgment is there. He was told everything went well. That's my guy. Everything went well according to him. And then the next thing, boom, go and open a case. And I'm an officer of the law. I work under commanders. When I'm told to do something, I do it so that we can get to the bottom of this. He never, on his own, opened a case. He never, on his own. That's another police officer, by the way, who was responsible for job. He never said from his mouth, I saw Mr. Malema doing something wrong. Never said that. If anything, I was relaxed and told to go and open a case. What can I do? I'm just a mere police officer. I will never hate him for that. I will never take anything personal against him for that. The man never wanted to open any case against me. He was told to do so.
Mr. Malema, if you could allow me to ask you the questions and then you answer that particular question. It will make our time here much shorter. The police said they've never seen you having or bringing that toy firearm or being in possession of that toy firearm or a real firearm on the stage on the night in question. You confirm that from the statements you've heard.
You have heard that, and I'm saying I brought a toy gun. And none of those statements says I did not bring or I brought a toy gun. So I'm the one who can tell you. That is the only version that stands.
Who brought the toy firearm to this event?
It will be the EFF Secretary General's office because they are the ones who organize the events.
The toy firearm that you showed yesterday, to whom does it belong to?
It belongs to the EFF.
Who was in possession of this particular toy firearm before it was fired there?
No, Larry handed it over to me. Larry Mabunda. On the picture with accused number 2. On the video. It's seen there. After I shot that toy gun, I handed it over back to where it came from capable hands of Larry Mabunda.
Why was it left with a security guard, Larry Mabunda, when this is just a normal toy that anybody can carry?
He also had my bag. Why did he carry it? Because it's my bodyguard. He's there.
You refer to toy firearms. Toy firearms is almost like the play firearms. It doesn't do any damage. It doesn't cause any harm to anybody. Why was it left with Larry Mabunda?
Your Worship, that toy firearm was brought into this court yesterday by Larry Mabunda. That's his job. My bag, I don't have a bag. I'm walking into this court. Where is my bag? Is with him. I only access that toy firearm when the part comes. And then I hand it over back to them. Where you ever seen a president going around carrying things? We get served.
Mr. Malema, is Mr. Mabunda here today?
Yes.
Where is he?
It's in the audience.
Can you show us which one is Mr.
Is this
Mabunda?
allowed? Is this allowed?
Is he present today?
Yes, yeah.
And why can't you just show who he is?
But is it allowed that I should be pointing people in the crowds that are not before this court? What have we turned this court into? Into a mockery.
Mr. Malema, we're going to view the video footage.
That is what is before the court. Play it.
If you say...
Larry Mabunda is not before the court.
Yes.
Why must I be made to point him in the crowd? It's not before the court. We should respect the court because I'm going to ask you if those officers you are reading their statements are they here. Can you point them? I take what you are saying as being before the court and I deal with that evidence before the court. The evidence before the court is the video where Larry Mabunda is. I will gladly ask her to stop and show the court who is Larry Mabunda. But to be made to point people in the crowds, I don't think that's acceptable.
You identified Mr. Mabunda on that video footage yesterday, is that correct?
Yes.
The only thing that I'm asking is to confirm that this person that you identified in that video footage is present and where he is.
I said he's present. It's not the subject of debate. When you were playing the video here, during the whole trial, you used to say, do you see any person on that video who's here? They will say, yes, accused number 2, yes, accused number 1. They've never said we saw the person at the back of the court. It's never like that. Larry Mabunda, you had a duty and you dismally failed the state and wasted the resources of South Africa. You had a duty to charge Larry Mabunda. You didn't charge him. You want me to charge him in the audience. I won't do that. Your Worship, the firearm in question was issued to Larry Mabunda. Larry Mabunda is seen on the stage with me where it is alleged that that firearm shot at the shots at the stadium. Where is the first place to go to? Is to go to a person who, in his name, the firearm has been issued. And what makes matters worse is that the person in question is there in the video, which makes him even more suspect. They don't do that. They leave him out, and then they come here to say to me, I must point him in the crowd. It's not my job to point people at the crowd. It's my job to point at the evidence presented before you to confirm or deny it.
You also testified yesterday that Colonel Swartboy never came to ask you for your own firearm because that firearm, the 9mm, we see there could have been your own firearm.
Yes. But again, Your Worship, and the court has got a duty to protect me. I'm being asked about the firearms that are not before this court. You brought a firearm to this court. Let's deal with it. And not what is not before this court.
Can you confirm, Mr. Malema, that the firearm that was used, is that the toy firearm, the 9mm handgun?
I don't know what is 9mm, what is what. I showed you the toy gun I used. Yeah, that's my toy gun.
It's a handgun.
I can't see a gun of 9mm, what. I can't, from where I'm sitting. I can't. And there was no such a 9mm, what before this court for me to answer to it. If they brought to you before you your worship a 9mm, what, and how it looks like, maybe I'll have an idea what they're talking about. I don't know. I can't see what is that. I can't stand here and say that is 9mm barrel, what. I don't know.
Can we agree that it's a smaller firearm than the other two videos?
No, I can't see if it's smaller or big. This camera was shot too far. I can't see that. Even when you do it with those people of photography, zoom in and what, I don't see it.
Do you want to go closer, sir?
I've been closer 6 years ago. I can still go now. I can't see it. I can't see. Worship, it was going to be helpful if you brought something here so that I can answer what I see and what I see there. I can't. I'm being made to answer for something I don't know what this is for.
Is that the same size firearm than the one that you brought here yesterday?
How do I say it's the same size if I can't see it? I just told you I can't see it. How do I say it's the same or not?
I put it to that it's a 9mm, that's a handgun.
That's your vision to the court, and it remains yours.
The expert that also testified yesterday also saw that that was a handgun.
At least you and that expert agree on something else. At least you also call him expert. I like that. Because he was being questioned here about peer review, which you never did with your expert. 9 statement of a ballistic expert. You never asked for peer review. The court never asked for peer review. The expert who came and said the things that you didn't like, you asked for peer review. The court said, what must I take this evidence for if it doesn't have a peer review signature? Why did the court not ask those 9 statements about the peer review signatures? Is this a fair trial? Am I being tried fairly?
Mr. Malema, I'm going to put on record that you are vague and you are avoiding the questions.
Agrio said we must speak to each other in a respectful way. You are not going to do that of pointing pens at me because I can do it times 5. And it's not going to be nice here.
Mr. Malema, the video that you're seeing there, I'm putting it to you, it's a handgun.
You said I'm vague. That's fine. That's what my lawyers will argue with you about. I don't know what is vague. All I'm saying to you is that from where I'm sitting, and I'm not the first one, even the gear house, people who came here said from this angle, I can't see that gun. Whether it's a gun or what, I don't know. I can't see. And then I'm asked about the size of this gun and the gun that I presented and the one you presented, but never presented this gun. If this gun was before this court, I will gently answer to say, okay, let me look at this one, let me look at the toy, let me look at that one. They're not the same. So I'm being made to answer the things that are not before this court. It's not here.
How many firearms was brought by yourself or the EFF for this display that was going to take place?
The one I showed you yesterday. Which looks exactly the same as the one you brought. That's what is before this court.
You are unable to tell that the one that we see on this video is the same one which you use on the other 2 videos?
I can't. I don't see it. It could as well be. I can't. I'm sorry. If that is being vague, let it be. Let me fall on my sword.
Yesterday, it was asked by the ballistic expert, Mr. De Klerk, to count those number of shots that were fired from that handgun.
Which one is the handgun now? This one?
This one that we're seeing in this video.
Oh. It was not asked, and I don't know why the court is not intervening there, because it was not asked on this gun. It was asked on a rifle, not on this.
It was specifically asked to count the number of shots you could hear whether it has been fired in this specific video. And he counted about 14 to 15 shots that he heard.
I don't know, the lawyers will have to intervene. I think it was a rifle. I counted with him. It was not on this. It was a rifle. What was asked from a guy